Good morning. Whoop, whoop. Made it through a weekend. Well, at least I did. I don't know about you, but if you're watching, you must have made it through as well. So welcome to Monday. We are, Just Bob is with us today. We've made the connection early. We are ready to go. We got a lot to talk about today. We got some fun stories. We got some nasty. We talk about pineapple on pizza. We got to talk about this something. What we got going on. I mean, you know the old saying, when you're handed lemons, make lemonade. But certain things don't go on pizza. And we're going to talk about that today. We got food on the menu today because we got a couple stories about things people eat. Our diet can be very peculiar, maybe, for like even chocolate covered ants and stuff. I mean, hell, but it happens. I've had them. I've had chocolate covered ants, I think, and I didn't know it, and I was a little mad, but I was also a little buzzed, so it didn't matter because they tasted good. Or did they taste? They taste. Is tasted a word? We are a minute and 40 away from going live. After we're done with Facebook, you got to go on 93.97 Network and click listen. But while you click listen, because you want to listen while you're thumbing through the website and check out all the other shows and look at the U store. You can download music with a bunch of artists from not just locally in the Detroit area, but all over the country. And then you can also, if you're on your phone, use the free TuneIn Radio app. And then you find 93.97 Network, and you're only 2 clicks away. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, how you can click at any time, because they play music a lot. They got a lot of other shows on. And try to keep up with my water. The new me after that 236 grams, 14 one-helping servings of Mylanta or whatever, Miralax. They don't play. Like, I read that thing and I'm like, they want me to pour all this in a gallon of Gatorade? Oh, the whole thing. 14 servings. Ooh. So yeah, it's a fresh start when you're done with that. You know. All right, we're getting ready to go. I got a frog in my throat. I got the wrong glasses on. Good morning, America. And France. Jesus. Now I get busted for that. Maybe the hot coffee will burn I must have a cicada in my throat. Flew in there while I was sleeping. Oh, it's time to wake up, everybody. Party's over. But wasn't that a party? It's Monday morning. It is 4:03 on the West Coast, 7:03 on the East. And we don't do math in public on this show. We don't even try anymore. We catch ourselves counting our ones and fives, and that's about it. If you're in Mountain Central Time, you're on your own. We don't know what time it is. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
Happy Monday, Just Bob. How are you today?
I am okay, Sapphire. How are you?
I'm doing good. Nice, good, long weekend. You know.
Yeah, just kind of waking up and, slap yourself awake. There, wake up.
Yes. Nice little slap in the face by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that to get the juices flowing.
Well, yeah. Get yourself moving.
It's just, the summertime, the sun shining, the atmosphere I love it, Even out and about, I just love it. Everybody is just in a different mood.
Indeed.
COVID, people are over it. It's still there. We know it. We're aware of it. You know what I mean? But I'll be darned if we're not over it. America is ready to move on. Cautiously, maybe. And not necessarily everybody cautiously. But that's America. That's the beauty of it. But you know what?
Okay.
There is living proof that we are ready to move on. Americans, now there's no kink shaming allowed, right? So bright and early, we're going to make sure people know no kink shaming allowed, but America is getting back to it. We're buying lipstick, dressy clothes, and condoms.
Thank you. That's where it's going.
Those are the three things that Americans are buying up. Lipstick, dressy clothes, and condoms. So, very presumptuous to just carry a condom around, right? And then if a lady does it, you go, what a slut. Right? What, you just open your legs for everybody? You just have them? But when a guy doesn't have them, we go, what's the matter with you? How could you not be prepared for the moment? Well, I didn't know you were a whore bag. I didn't know you were that easy. Right? So the guy can be like, well...
2 hours ago.
Yeah. And then if you see the guy with the wallet, with the condom ring in it, or the back pocket or whatever, and it's like, dude, first of all, if the condom ring is there, it means it's there for a long time. You probably haven't gotten laid. Or maybe they replace it all the time.
I say best replace it, yes.
Either way, it's not good. It's a bad look to just have, you never know when you're going to get laid. Wait, really? What a slut. Jane, you ignorant slut. Remember that from the good old days when Saturday Night Live was funny?
Yeah, back when it was good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got its moments. I'm not going to dog it. You know what I mean? It's not easy to write comedy.
I don't dog it, I just don't want it very much anymore. It just doesn't have the same appeal.
It would certainly have to be reruns at my age when I'm out.
Yeah.
I sleep. Yeah. Yeah, and so Americans are gearing up for a celebratory, that's how you pronounce that word, celebratory summer. Yeah, lipstick, clothing, and condoms. And the bars are ready to have them back at it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Well, the other thing I heard that was flying off the shelves, and this was surprising in a way, were pregnancy tests.
Is what?
Pregnancy tests. The number
yes.
From being all kept up and cooped up in COVID, and all of a sudden, what's going on?
It's funny, though, because remember we did the study, we did that on the show, we talked about it, and we were looking at the study, it was talking about the sex lives. Sex lives were suffering more than blossoming because of being so bound in together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard that the other day, and I thought, well, it makes sense. The same way apparently that, condoms are going off the shelves. That makes sense too. Mm-hmm. So I guess, we're all back in action, and
people are out and about, ready to mingle and jingle, I guess.
Tingle and mingle.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I love it. And July 1st is the day that, at least for where we're at in Michigan, that all the mandates are gone. July 1st. There's no more anything. So, and hopefully it continues to be. I mean, our state in Michigan, we went from 5,500, 2,900 or whatever cases a day to a couple of hundred now.
Right.
You know, I was in South Carolina in late April. They were at 600 cases a day in the state. And I'm like, we're at 3,000 a day. Yeah. You know, so now it's like very nice to hear, you know, because they got to have the COVID numbers. The death ticker's still there. You know,
it's still there.
627 people, you know, with COVID today. So, but hopefully everything gets back to normal for the sake of our small businesses. Friday, I don't think you were here for the part of the conversation about the bars, but most of, like 25% of the bars say they will not make it through this summer. That reopen, not the ones that can't reopen. Those are already gone.
Right.
The ones that are going to reopen will not be open for Halloween. 25%. Yeah. And that's devastating.
Get out there and support, right?
Mm-hmm. Look, and I'm not dogging. Like, I was at Applebee's this weekend. My mother loves it. We went to eat Saturday before we went to my daughter's house. It was my granddaughter's 5th grade graduation. And it's insignificant to us when we were younger because we just went to 6th grade. But now 6th grade is middle school.
Right.
So she graduated and going to a new school. So it's a big deal. You know the stress we have starting a new job. You got to meet new people, learn new things, learn the ropes, and we find out who not to mess with, and same with kids. But it's intensifying. So, you know, I remember those days. So we went to Applebee's. And the reason I say I don't want to dog anybody out, but they're a franchise. They're blossoming through a lot of it. Well, I won't even say that, because if their CEO was listening, he'd be like, I don't know about blossoming, girl, but we're going to hang in there. They have the capital to survive, much more than, you know, Bob and Sapphire's pub, where we make a mean ground round and we live paycheck to paycheck too. Because not all business owners drive huge Cadillacs and live in mansions and stuff like that.
You'd be surprised the number of them that go paycheck to paycheck, and the only reason that they're doing the business and working that way is because it's their skill and they know how to do it, and they might even like it. But it's not like they're getting rich off it necessarily. Right,
and they're trying, but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Owning a business, especially a restaurant or something, bars, restaurants, your first 5 years, you're losing to your butt, you know. But the restrictions didn't help, so hopefully we can continue to be on the positive side of the COVID and being able to be open and being able to get rid of the curfews in place, get rid of the distancing rules so that we can be closer together and sell every seat. In the outdoor stadiums, it's already back to normal. So full capacity, you know.
And you wouldn't know it by looking at some of them, based on the few fans that have shown up so far, depending on the team. But yeah, no, the rules are that it's open. Yeah, the people have gotten into other habits, and now they're not, you know, doing what they used to be doing. So now, while they want to, they're not doing everything again and everything else. We're probably going to see another bump, and people may start to react, and it could, you know, redevelop. Maybe not as severe as it was this past time, but wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. Who am I? I just...
you know, that's a good point,
feeling,
though.
That's all.
You know, it's one of those things is people are reconnecting with friends and old family members and stuff, like cousins and, you know, nieces and nephews, and the backyard parties. The backyard barbecues are going to be more of a thing. So now the bars and the restaurants have to go, how can we get these people to come back? And there's another factor. My $625 a week that I was getting during the pandemic is going to go away now, and I'm back to my $350, $400 a week. I can't afford to go support all the bars and restaurants that I wanted to, right? But when you have that extra surplus of money for a while, yeah, you can afford to go do a little more. So now people are going to be doing that, like you were saying, though. You're going to enjoy the summer, but they're going to do it by staying home. Right? So it'll be party at Bob's, right? Party at Sapphire's house, right? Listen to my dogs bark for about 3 hours. We're working on it. But
I do like I forget where it stands now because I haven't paid attention in a while. But I know some of the restaurants are selling their drinks, or at least the ingredients for you to make it at home. In other words, if you were going to get a carry out and for your party, and you could pick up some of those beverages at the same time, then they would at least have an opportunity to sell that way. As another side item, which they never had before. You never could walk into a bar and walk out with the stuff you need to make the drink. I mean, that's
correct. But why? No knock to the bar, because there'd be a good racket be able to do that. But why would I want to pay bar prices if I can just go to the store and buy the bottle? And
well, no, and I get that, but it depends. Like the favorite Mexican restaurant that we go to, we've eaten carry out from there before, and they make terrific margaritas, and sometimes you can only get a certain thing in a certain place.
Exactly.
And that's the uniqueness of it, and they have to take advantage of that uniqueness and sell it wherever and whenever they can. So
that is a good point. Especially when it comes to margaritas, because a margarita is not just a margarita. There's a way to make it, and I can't.
And there's too many ingredients to screw up as you're doing it.
Well, there's more to it. And the easiest way for me at home to make it is to just get the premix one and add whether you want rum or tequila, make a daiquiri or a margarita. Right. But if you go to an authentic Mexican restaurant, they go, what are the Baileys or whatever? They go, no, they better not use that stuff.
No, you want to see them taking it off the bar shelf to make it, yeah.
I want to see you scraping the margarita off the vine, squeezing it like orange juice into my glass. Oh, is it Monday? Yeah. It is. Is it the last Monday of the month, which makes it Mexican Monday at Adam's Apple? No. Disappointment ensues. Damn. I love their Mexican Mondays. Renee makes the authentic Mexican dishes, and it depends on what depends on what her mood is and what she wants to cook. We never know. It's awesome.
Whatever way the wind blows, as long as it's Mexican Monday, and there's no complaints.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'm downwind the Mexican Monday. I'd rather be downwind. Whichever way is blowing, I'm gonna be on the other side of it. But yeah, America, back to it, the lipstick, the dressy clothes, the condoms, the getting back out again, going out, and we don't have to spend a fortune to go out, right? We can do it within means, right? So like last week, I was tired of drinking alcohol, right? But I was not tired of playing cards. So our buddy, my buddy Casey gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, girl, you feel like playing some cards?" And I go, "No, I do not." "No, of course I do." So I didn't feel like drinking though. So I went up to the bar and I got a big tall Coke. And they looked at me like I was crazy. But they didn't say a word because they don't drink shame you. They don't go, "Oh, come on." They don't care what you drink, just order something,
Sorry.
So I get a Coke, I'm sitting there, we played some cribbage, and I did have one vodka and cranberry. But I considered it a cranberry with a little splash of vodka. All right, a shot and a half, but whatever. There was more cranberry than vodka. We went over and played some pool at the Hayloft Saloon where men meet men and everybody's welcome. And it was a blast. And I was home by 8, well, a little after 8 probably. And I had a blast, But just going out this summer, the backyard parties, beautiful thing. Because you can set your own pace. You can play cornhole. You can go swimming.
For a while, and then you say, "Okay, well now we're going to go up to the Apple, or we're going to go, to the corner pub, and we're going to meet up there," and you end up doing both. But,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. That was my younger days.
That's a tall order now. That's right.
Today it's an either or.
Yeah, we're getting a little older, a little bit, it's a little different now.
You notice that the alcohol hits you a little harder too. It's just like the effect lingers. It doesn't necessarily hit you harder, but it takes a little longer to get your mojo back the next day.
Oh, for sure.
I've learned a few things lately, and I'm going, wow. this is sad.
Yep. I don't remember the last time I woke up and just felt like caca from drinking.
Right.
And
No, I don't
even
either.
though I drink a lot, it's not a lot. Like,
Right.
we're, throwing up and headache and all that.
Well, not that. But just even that tired feeling, that draggy feeling you have where you just can't get your engine running, and, it takes half the day you feel like before you feel like you've got some energy, and then, and it didn't used to be that way. It used to pop up and, okay, next day, what's up, go to work, do your thing. Not so much anymore.
Yeah, it's different, but I like getting back to what you were saying earlier about the atmosphere of the country and stuff. It's going to be, people are more getting back to it, and the restaurants and bars and everything, they're going to have to make people feel safe to want to go back. Now me myself, maybe I'm careless. I don't even think about it, right? I don't wear my mask. I'm fully vaccinated, and
Right.
I'm following the science.
Well, that was the point of the vaccination, yes. If you get vaccinated, then you get your freedom back. Okay, fine, I'll get vaccinated. One, because it makes scientific sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they did fast track this one like no other, but on the other hand, we have learned how to make vaccines over the years, so hopefully we can be a little more efficient about it when we need to. And maybe this was a good example of that. The doubters and the people that are like, well, that's been around long. Come on. Well, no. Come on, you're right. Neither was the polio vaccine when it came out, but you saw people line up for it,
Yeah, well, the same people that made Viagra make this. That's the way I look at it. So I go, what? I don't, and then we've talked about it so many times before, it's a broken record on my end. I never questioned any other vaccine when they say, Sapphire, you need your shingle shot, you need your this, you need your that. I go, well, pump me up, baby.
Yeah.
I don't question it. I go, no, I don't act like I all of a sudden know something and go, what's in it? Well, when you say moxidixadoxidot is in it, I go, what the is that? So it does me no good to know what's in it, because I don't even know what you just said. So either give me the shot or not. And I go, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and let the Republican and the Democratic Party of our government dictate what I do with my body. If I haven't questioned it before, I'm not going to question it now, and I'm not going to let other people influence my inner belief and dialogue.
Right, exactly. And the fact that the two were mixed, it was a political election year and it was a health situation, made it that much more difficult.
Terrible combination.
Made it nearly impossible to sort the two and keep the issues apart.
And I mean, see, now, the Dr. Fauci emails and all that, I don't even pay attention to it. I don't even pay attention to it. You have to take a person's knowledge and either agree with it that they know what they're doing or not. His email, it doesn't matter to me. But there may be certain things in there that are very significant. That may well be. I'm just tired of worrying about it.
Yeah, I don't have enough hours in my day to absorb all of that constantly.
Yeah.
I just can't. I mean, you can check in and you can hear things, and of course you're only going to hear the drama and sensationalism of whatever channel you're listening to. So the whole thing swings one way or the other. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. And
true.
You don't get the middle. So now you got to do your own homework, or which again, I only have so much time for, because if I'm going to live my life, what days I have left on the planet, I would certainly like to use them in more enjoyable, constructive ways.
I got people that I know that I'm very close to, that I grew up with, that they believe the vaccine is evil, and they believe that there's ill intent, and they believe they're trying to use population control, and they really believe that, and they could be right. I mean, there's people still saying the election was rigged. They could be right. I mean, there's no proof yet, but they could be right. We don't know. So, but the thing is, you have to be able to make your own educated guess. Your own, who you're going to believe. Who you have to base what you do in your life on what you believe from what you hear and see and the way you gather your information, right? If you sit and listen to one news source and take it all for what they say and not break down, you have to understand that they're giving an opinion, a swayed view of the facts, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm more concerned about the population control aspect of the media than I am about the vaccine. It's like the media is so much more powerful and skewed these days. It's they have control of your mind every day if you let them.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard not to get worked up about everything. But we lose so much. We talk about it all the time. We lose focus on the actual fact of the matter.
Right.
It's always another side issue that sways us away from any resolution. And it's the same with the COVID thing. It's the same now. And I'm not a Dr. Fauci fan. I don't know the prick. I don't know. I don't. He seems like a nice guy, but I'm just looking at him on TV. I don't know. So I'm not going to sit there and. I don't believe he's trying to kill me. I really don't. I believe that he's not perfect. So he's probably said things that were inaccurate. He's come back, and at first the mask thing was bad because they said we got a shortage of them, and if everybody goes and wears masks, then the people that need them that work in the medical field won't be able to get them. So then they retracted that and said, well, no, now everybody needs to wear masks, and everybody threw their papers in the air and said, see, now look, he's going back on his word, and he's going, well, now it's different. Now we're seeing many cases. Now we're seeing, so there. I don't believe everything the man said was correct, but I don't think he intentionally trying to kill us with the vaccine.
No, and people forget that it's a fluid, changing kind of situation too. And what might have been truth 2 months ago, maybe isn't true now because things have changed. And that doesn't mean that there was, malintent or anything at the time. It just means that at the time it wasn't the same set of conditions. So again, that doesn't mean that somebody was out to deceive you or lie to you or anything else.
It would be one hell of a worldwide conspiracy.
Well, yes.
One hell of a worldwide conspiracy. But
I don't know that there's enough people smart enough to pull that one off. But
you don't have to be smart necessarily. Maybe clever is a better word.
Okay, well, that's true. No, that's true.
So, but another problem that the bars are going to face is one, they have to, everybody now, see, minimum wage is kind of working its way up by attrition because people are having to say, hey, look, there's White Castle. It's for those that don't know that are listening, White Castle is a slider joint. They make little tiny hamburgers and they're delicious. And they're paying $15 an hour in the Detroit, Michigan area to work at White Castle. They're paying $15 an hour to start, and they have to get people to work. There are many, many businesses that are not open because they can't fill the shift, so they have to close early, or they can't open on time.
Yeah, and part of the reason that they can't fill the shift because in the current situation of unemployment and compensation from the government and everything else, people have done the math and they say, well, I don't need to go to work unless I'm going to make $20 an hour,
And if you're trying to feed your family and make money, if that's the name of the game, and that's what it is, then you're going to go where you're making the most money. And if the government's the one paying you the most, you go with the government, and that's the government's fault.
Now, when that comes to an end, I think all of a sudden we're going to see a scramble for people going, oh, I got to get back to work,
Yes.
And we're going to see a scramble for jobs.
Well, I think, and that's a good thing, and I think that time is now. Get motivated. The motivated will get the good jobs, and then those who wait until the very end will be getting the table scraps. You'll be the one working in the warehouse at Amazon, which is not a bad thing.
No.
But, you're not going to be the one with the good job with the little bit extra money. You're going to be the
Right.
one working the midnight shift, not the afternoon shift or the morning shift. You'll be working
Right.
the graveyard, or, you'll be doing the things you didn't want to have to do.
Right.
But it's time. It's time to get back to it and be motivated. America is built on hard work. Now, hard work doesn't mean you have to slave and get dirty and work a stupid amount of hours and all that. That's not the American dream. The American dream, work hard, means an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the pursuit of happiness and justice.
Yeah, use your
and
happiness. Use your skills, whatever they are. Yeah.
So this whole thing that the government takes care of us, no, that is not what we want, right? That's not the idea. We should be able to take care of one another, but in order to do so, we all have to pull our weight.
Well, and it does set an ugly precedent for what people talk about when they say, well, they're out to control us. Well, if you're giving them that and you're taking what they're giving, then guess what? They are controlling you.
Yep. And that's the way it is. I mean, we talked about it many, many times. It's the same concept of, if you allow somebody to move into your home to help them, they have to abide by your rules, right? If you get up in the morning, you don't need somebody staggering in at 3 a.m. after being out at the bar and then stopping at Denny's and coming home staggering with their buddies to play cards at 3 a.m. because they don't got to get up until the next day.
Right.
So you got to go now and go, hey, look, you can't be coming home drunk. You can't be coming home with friends, and you can't be out that late. Like, if you're going to live here, you got to be home by 10. And they go, but I'm 27 years old. That's our rules.
House rules, yeah.
And that's the same thing the government can do when they're handing you a paycheck. But they don't have to do it by knocking on your door and telling you, take that yard sign out of your lawn. They do it in a different way. They control you by blinding you. They throw the money to the left, and they pass a bill in the middle of the night on the right.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, you go, wait a minute, what do you mean you're here to get my guns? Well, you guys agreed when you voted on Proposition 9. I didn't read it. Oh, well, you're stupid. Thank you. Give me your gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's where we're headed. All right, it is break time. You're listening to Sapphire Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. It is time. We got the throwback old school music for you. Here we go. We'll be right back. I gotta turn it down or I'll get in trouble. We come back at 7:54. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We got Run DMC on right now. You talk too much. We all know somebody like that. Have a great Monday morning. Have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday. We'll see you. We'll be halfway through the week next time we see you. We're already halfway through the month of June. So, well, almost. By Wednesday, we'll be little over halfway. So, have a great day. We will see you all on the flip side. Now, make sure you go tune in on 93.97 Network and click listen, or the free TuneIn Radio app, and then we're 2 clicks away. Just find 93.97 Network. Have a good Monday, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching and listening.